Hey Forza Heads, so welcome to today's video. I've put a couple of tunes together for you for the Spotlight series. So what I've done is I've done two of these Porsche tunes where we've done one without the tyre compound and one with the soft tyre compound. Mainly because there is actually quite a big difference between the two builds. If you haven't got the tyres, you can actually significantly drop the weight on this build because of how close to the limit it starts. And if you have got the tyres, you do have to sort of massively increase the weight of the car. So there is a payoff for both. I do show you both builds and we put them both through a test. So on the first build, I'm going to show you there's going to be the one with the no tyre compound, and I go into a quick multiplayer test where I'll take it around Maple Valley and just show you a couple of laps of what it's capable of. It's probably still capable of going quicker than that. It was just my first go on there. And then we dive into a little tune where I've done with tyres, and I also take you into a race on Maple Valley where I started in second place. And there was a few things that unfolded, so I've sort of got this video on the end because it's there as a sort of lesson to you as, why some people make mistakes and you end up where you are in the track compared to where you possibly could have been. And, yeah, it's just some racecraft information, I suppose. I hope it helps you all out. I hope you enjoy both tunes. Do let me know in the comments what other tunes you'd like to see. If you'd like to see Formula One, GT, touring car, or anything like that, or any of your B-class tunes that you want run this week, let me know. I'm about today, so I'm going to try and get a couple of tunes done for you. And yeah, let's get with it. And hope you enjoy it all. Thanks, guys. Enjoy. Hey, Forza Heads. Here's a quick spotlight tune for you this week. Just going to run you through the Porsche Cayman GTS. It's not a bad little car. I'm just going to show you what parts to put on, and then we'll run you through the tune, and then we'll quickly put it through a test. I'll try and make this one a little bit quicker, so I have already built it and given it a go. So we've got the middle race rear wing, we've got the race front bumper, race transmission, street driveline, and race differential. Wheels, we have the B&G Compomotive MO5, so about 14 clicks in. Wheel size, we've got one click up on the rear, no tyre compound, no tyre width, brakes are middle, springs are race, so brakes are stock, sorry, springs are race, front anti-roll bar, rear anti-roll bar race, and weight reduction race. And then we have got full ballast. So little trick when you're building a car, sometimes when you're at the limit, like, or close to, if you look at the weight of the car now, it's 3009. If I put the weight reduction on and then add the full ballast, it's 2830. So we almost lost 200 pounds. So it's still lighter to add that and the full ballast than to not have it. And that's what we've concentrated on this build, is full lightweight. So the car's fairly capable itself, not bad, but if you put the tyres on and then add the weight, then add the ballast, yeah, it almost becomes too heavy for the slick tyres in B-class, and the advantage isn't as great. It's an alright build, you can do it, but I've just found this build's quite nice to drive and feels quite good. So yeah, so we've got no body kits or engine swaps, we've got the wings, we've got the transmission, the driveline, the differential, we've got the wheels, no tyres, we've got the mechanics, well, the race mechanics, springs, roll bars, and weight reduction. And that's the build. And then tune wise, we've got 26, 27 on the tyre pressure, just help create a bit of rotation there. We've got the gearing set to 35, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. That just gives us a bit of launch. Could probably knock them final gears down a little bit, but it pulls okay. Still be used for some of the longer tracks, I suppose. You can use this car in B class. 2.0, 1.5. We've got a little clicker toe to the out on the front. That just helps our turning a little bit. So one click to the right would be a bit more turning. Keep going, a little bit more turning, but it will get a bit hard to control and it will scrub the tyres a lot. One click to the left would slow down your turning slightly. Same with the rear. One click to the left would stop the rear from stepping out slightly. One click to the right would increase the way the rear steps out. So we just go neutral on the back, one click on the front, and full caster at 7.0. Roll bars we've got a 20 and 25. Doesn't seem to need too much assistance, and if you throw too much at it, it sort of throws it off a little bit. It gets into a slide, so that's where we're set there. If you want a bit more rotation, just increase the rear to 30. If you want a little bit less rotation, increase it down to 20. Springs we've got on 725 and 700, so this just helps to control the car as you throw it in, just a slightly softer rear end. One click up on the rear for the ride height, that just helps with the stance, keep the car as low as possible though. 4.6, 4.4 for the bump stiffness, with 6.9, 6.6 for the rebound, more than enough for these low classes. Should be able to fly over curbs with not much bother. And then on this one, with the roll offset, where we haven't created so much rotation with the roll bars, we're using the roll center offset to just increase our turning a little bit by just adding 2 clicks to the front. So this would kind of slow down your turning, this would speed up your turning. Same with the rear, this would increase the response of the rear, this would decrease the response of the rear. So normally we put a lot of roll bars into it, like 1 and 40, 10 and 30, 20 and 30. So sometimes we steady it by setting it like this, but with the Porsche, because it's on normal tyres, we're going to help just create a little bit more turning response from the front. The anti-geometry, so for the anti-dive on 25, the anti-squat we're on 5, that seems like a pretty good place. And then downforce, we've gone full up at the moment. If you want a bit more speed, you can decrease this. This will also increase your turning a little bit, but you know, the further down you go, the further to the limit of really fast corners you get, you might become a little bit loose, but 300 will be fine. We've got it full at the moment, but you can play around with that. And then brake balance is on 47, tyre and brake pressures on 130. That just helps with the snatchiness, like gives you really good grab on the first push of the brakes. Then when you're modulating it for your trail braking, it's just a better setup. And then we're on 60 and 1%. The 1%, because this car is just a little bit heavier and it's on normal tyres, it just that little 1% just helps control it into a bend ever so slightly without reducing our turning circle, because the more we apply this, the more we'll reduce our turning circle. Having this on 60, you can go up to 100 in B class, but again this car's a little bit lively on these tyres, so we've just got it down on 60. So yeah, that is the tune. 26, 27, the gearing is there, 35, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. Camber's at 2.0, 1.5, toe is at 0.1 out, 0, 0. Front caster angles on 7, roll bars are 20 and 25, as close as you can get. 725 and 700 for the springs, 4.1, 5.2 for the ride height, 4644 for the bump, 6966 for the stiffness, 0.8 out air high for the roll center, and anti-dive 0, 0 on the rear, sorry, anti-dive 25, anti-squat 5, and full aero 47 to 130 for the brakes, and 61 for the differential. So that's the tune. We're going to go into the lobby quickly, we'll give it a quick test, then if we do the race, so many people are in there. One sad thing about this, you see my paint there, look, I've got another video how to create the metallic paint. Yeah, the sad thing I was saying, I haven't seen too many people in these lobbies, I haven't seen too many full lobbies. It's actually a good car, it's a bit difficult to tune, can need setting up, so hopefully the more of you that get this tune, the more competitive it will be, the more fun you can have in the lobby. So we're going to go to race, featured multiplayer, don't know what track's running, Spotlight, Maple Valley, Mid-Ohio. We'll give Maple Valley a go, haven't even done this one in it, might fare the grippier tyres and heavier cars, you never know, we will see. This will be a good test, we'll just see where we come in qualifying, because it's 15 minutes, I don't want to make the video too long. You'll see what it's capable of in the first couple of laps or goes. And then I'll be doing a little B class one later as well. Got a couple of good B class tunes to do, so let me know if there's anything you want tuned for B class and I'll get on it later. I'll try and get another one out today and tomorrow if I can. Yeah. So As you can see, we're on stock tyres. We're going to drop the fuel down. It's going to go 6 laps just in case we ever forget to refuel between sessions. We've got 6 people in here, so we'll see. We'll have a see what their tunes look like in a second. Ooh, still heavy. We'll have a little warm up lap because I haven't done this track, so we'll see if I do any adjusting. Any odd long bends on this track. Sneak past him. See, he's pulling well enough in the gears. Turning is a little bit slow on these tyres still. Use the grass to get the rotation there. Like I said in some of my other videos, don't be afraid to use the grass to get a bit of rotation out of some of these difficult cars. Right, let's see if we can get a flying lap. That's better that time. You want to be sometimes just using the momentum of the car to lean on into the corner, not always the brakes. Just let the car ease itself off. Pushing the limit of the track there. It feels pretty good. It feels a little bit stiff. A little bit too much wheel spin coming out of there, but just let the car roll up the hill off the throttle a little bit. Let the front come in. Use the grass. More people joining now. Oh, just stayed on. Oh, there we go.
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary. What he has to teach you may very well mean the difference between life and death.
Hey guys, so that was the sort of fast build that I've done on standard tyres. I have done a second build here for you as well on soft tyres. So I got into a race afterwards on Miami. I managed to get a pole with this build. Not pole, sorry, second place by about a tenth of a second. Third place was about half a second behind. Then it was about 2/10 off of him, and then so on and so on, sort of back down the grid. You know, it was fairly close. It wasn't too bad, but the time was, you know, slowly deteriorating as we go down the grid. So this is an example as well of, like, one, how capable the tune is. So, you know, hope you enjoy this tune. I'll show you at the end of this race quickly. And two, this is also an example of how you can start a race and how you shouldn't start a race. You know, I do say in some of my other videos that really you need to sort of stay focused on your own race, not get too brought up into other people's races and what they're doing and trying to defend too much or be too aggressive, because all it'll lead to is your own mistakes. You know, unless you're very good at driving within your parameters and having controlled aggression, you know, it will lead to mistakes. Smoothness is going to be the key. So I start in second here. First place obviously starts in first place. His name's Bailey. I don't know him, but I imagine he's good. He's got here on merit. We were all pushing times. So yeah, this is start. So we're going to start on me, and we're going to show you how it starts, and then we're going to skip to him and show you how it kind of unfolds for the both of us throughout the race. So I'm just going to give you an insight into why smoothness is key. So let's go. So we're going to hit the start. So I get the jump on him at the start, just, you know, marginally. I've come from behind, but I've got in front there. I've given him the inside. I've stayed as wide as I can on the entrance there. I've still kept my power on nice and tight around the outside. I'm still in front here. He's still driving me. He's not really hugging the curb too much there. Look, he's run himself right out. He's pushed me to the inside and then wants to try and take the apex that I'm currently on. So he's so worried about having a race with me through the first 3 bends of a 5-6 lap race that he's then compromised himself by the person now behind. And then the first thing he does in his compromised position now is outbrake himself. Ends up off through the cones, comes back onto the track, collects someone else, comes back onto the track. He's now lost all of his momentum. There I am in first, there's second. So he's now lost all of his momentum. I pretty much clear off from there. Here he is now, been chased by 5th place, getting done down the inside of the hairpin. He holds it around the outside of him here, see, proving that the outside is just as quick. You know, you can do it. Gets a bit of an awkward nudge off of matey and ends up taking the grass. Therefore, killing his momentum on the next straight, opening himself up to the even further back down the field, where you're more than likely going to get more desperate lunges, more desperate braking, and more desperate moves. He's come around the outside heavy on the gas himself, lost the road, followed the guy in front, come back up, collected 2 more, lost 1 more position, comes back in. Now, it's fairly clean for me. He gets his line nice there, up onto the bank, little bit of a scoot. He's got no rear spoiler, so, you know, a bit of Jim Carner next to the wall for him. But now he's on the beans. He's got a good run down here. This is his time. Now he should be trying to relax, thinking, right, I've already mucked up the first lap. Compose, let's go. First thing he does, turn 1, outbrakes himself, follows the guy out onto the dirt. Too worried about following the guy in the line in front and trying to outdrive the driver in front. When, I mean, you're all on different tunes here anyway, so, you know, the only way to outdrive them is to drive your best race. You know, he's now lost another position there to the red car. He's now getting nudged again. White car's gone off. Coming down to this zone. He's so worried about the people around him in this part of the track now that he's braking. To be fair, he's taken that one alright. I'll give him his due. He's got nicely on the line. You know, like I say, he can drive. He got to pole position on merit, but this is just what happens when you get involved with people in too many races, you know. So he slips down the pack. He's now still muscling for the hairpin. He still hasn't had a real clean run. Getting a bit of a bump there. Matey's going to shut the door on him again, so he's going to have to lay off and cut in. You know, again, none of this is his fault. This is just sort of how the race is unfolding for him. But, I mean, I say none of it's his fault, but you've got to pick your moments. You know when to fight and when not to fight. Me and him would have been cruising up the front by now, probably swapping first and second still inside and outside if you could have shared the track with anyone. But even in this motion here, he generally shows that he can't share the track with many people without completely shutting doors on anyone himself. So is it any wonder that it happens to him? Meanwhile, you know, he's now back in, I don't know, 11th place or something like that now. Battling for 10th there. Here we go, he's got the inside. What's happening here? Another little bump and scrape. He sends, mate. No, that's him getting sent, and that was the end of his race. So if we now go to me, to put it in contrast, after his race, I just sort of dusted off into the sunset. I accidentally had soft tyres on for this race. I knew they were going to wear out, so it was critical for me to sort of get away early. Even with him starting the race, if you're on mediums and the guy in front of you starts on softs, the idea isn't to try and beat him on your softs in the first 2 laps. The idea is to beat him on your softs, on your mediums, sorry, in the last 2 laps. You know, when he's wearing out, you just need to stay with him. If you concentrate and stay with him, your time will come. You know, you'll have the extra slipstream off him, so you'll have a bit of extra pace. You just got to give in a slight bit on the corners. Mediums on the 2nd and 3rd lap are there or thereabouts as fast as softs. You know, and on the last lap they're quicker. So, you know, overall the delta might not be too far off, you know. But yeah, this is the race. Look, you can see I'm pretty cleared off into the distance here. And I eventually go on to take the win anyway. So I didn't really get much bother from anywhere else. There was a guy who's come through the pack about 13 places, and he actually ended up about a tenth of a second behind me, because my last lap I lose about probably 5 seconds or so. You know, and that's where the medium tyres are going to really come in, and mate, he closes. You know, and I do pick up a couple of time penalties, generally because I'm running the limits. I think I actually got a penalty for him for shutting the door on me, but yeah, you know what the penalty system's like. So yeah, this is the tune anyway. This is the grip tune. So, and if you like the paint job where I've done the gold to sort of rose gold, I've got a paint video showing you how to create the metallic colours. This is just a fade I've done between 2, so I may do another video showing you how to do this, if you know, just for anyone who want to know. It's hard to see in this light here, but you can see that it's gold, and it sort of bronzes off on the back into a rose. But yeah, so there. Yeah, if you want, we'll go and have a little look at the build. So we'll go to Porsche. There it's there. So that's the other build we've done. B class with the stock tyres. Fast car, good build. And this is the grip build. So on this one we have got no swaps. We've got the rear wing for the wide body kit, the last race wing. We've got the front bumper, we have the transmission, the first drive line and the differential. We have the same wheels as last time, MO5 comp motives found in the B&G, about 14 wheels in. Then we've got the tyre compound is on race, no tyre sizes. Oh, the wheel size, rear one is up 1, front standard. And then we've got springs, anti-roll bars, no weight reduction, full ballast. And we have a flywheel. And that is the build. So if I run through it from this way, we've got a flywheel, we've got the race springs, race anti-roll bars front and rear, we've got full ballast. We've got the race tyre compound, we've got the B&G 14 along compomotive MO5s, and we are 1 click up on the rear tyre size. We've got a full race transmission, a full first drive line and a full race differential. We have the wide body kit rear wing and we have the race front bumper. That is the build. For the tune we have 26, 27. We've got 35, 60, 80, 95, 110, 125, 140. We did just gear it down a bit to utilise 7th gear. We've got a bit more aero, so it's going to get a harder push as we get up into speed. So we have just geared it down slightly. We've got the same front toe 1, caster 7. Roll bars pushed out a little bit more, so we've got 20, 30. You can do that on the other build if you like. Like I say, it will create a bit more rotation for your maple valleys and tracks like that. We've got 925 and 900 because it is a heavier car. We've got 4.1 and 5.2 again for the springs. we've got 5.0, 4.8, 7.5, 7.2 for our damping. We've set it up because the car is a little bit heavier. We have set it up a little bit stiffer on the damping. We have gone to the roll centre offset on both, so we have got it 0.8 front, 0.8. This car was just so stiff, it just needed every help it could to sort of get around a corner, but while maintaining the sort of most amount of grip we could. So rather than use the roll bars, this time we sort of use the geometry for this car, just mainly because it's a bit heavier and it's easier to set up this way. So you know, you can experiment between these. Obviously if you look at my other tune guides, you know, there is a bit more detailed explanation to how to create this. Generally a soft front end, hard rear end on anything will create oversteer. A hard front end, soft rear end will create understeer. So just bear that in mind when you're changing most things. Aero we're running at 100, 200. We've got 47, 130 balance on the brakes. Oh, the geometry is 25 and 1 and 5.3. But I am going to say I'm going to put this up to 15 and try it, because it was a bit uneven around Miami when I was coming off the bank turns. I was getting a little bit of rear end suppleness as I was getting on the power, so I'm going to see if that just corrects it. Other than that, 25.5 was fine, that's what I raced with. Brakes 47, 130, and the diff is slightly down to 60, and it's on 1% for the deceleration, just to give the ever so slightest amount of help into the corner. So that is the tune. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think, and yeah, hopefully you get some wins between them two. The track's quite good out there. There isn't too many. I don't know why they don't rotate more. I don't know why we don't get Nordschleife for at least once or twice, you know, every now and then. It's just crazy what they do with this game at the moment. I do still enjoy it. I do think it could be a lot better. I've gave them plenty of my ideas. Whether they get back to me with any feedback or would like any more is another thing. We've tried. But I'll quickly show you this paint job while I'm here. So this car, what I've done is I've painted it in a, let me show you the paint first. So it's actually painted in carbon Kevlar. As you can see what it does to the paint. You might like that. Looks a bit like a rhubarb and custard. But I've given it the metallic look. If you use this as an undertone, you can see what it does to the paint. And then all I've done is added vinyls to the effect of a yellow on the front, a red on the back with the metallic. That's what you get. So these are that's the shape there. Gradient shapes. These are the gradients. Good for making colour flips. There you go. And then all I do is copy and paste it all around the body, even it up. And that's a quick glance of how to make that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy the two tunes. Let me know in the comments, and I'm going to try and stick some B-class tunes out there, like I've said. So you know, if you've got any B-class tunes you want done, I will try and get them done today. I'm free today. We are on a bank holiday weekend. I've got bits to do tomorrow, but if you've got anything, I will quickly try and get them up there. Might even do some live. So let me know. And if anyone fancies a little race off, I'm about all day today or tomorrow, you know, give us a message. If you want me to set up a community event, let me know, because I haven't been thinking about it. Maybe we'll do some spotlight series around the Nordschleife and see how we get on. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the content. Do check out my other painting videos and tuning guides, and yeah, I'll get back to you with some tunes as soon as possible. Take care, guys. See you soon.